Okay, hey. So, who are you, and who are you with, and what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm Sam Roberts, and I'm the festival director of IndieCade. IndieCade is the international festival of independent games. So what we do is we showcase and highlight independent games and independent game developers from all over the world working on PCs, on consoles, on cell phones, on iOS, making card games, making tabletop games, making games that people play in the streets, just basically any kind of game you can imagine. So that's the basics of who we are and what we do. Our mission here at IndieCade is we believe very strongly that independent games made on low budgets, outside the mainstream system, by sort of new, excited creators, are where innovation happens and where you find new ideas, new gameplay styles, where people explore interesting alternative art design, where people explore new interfaces, new input devices. All these sorts of things happen regularly, quickly, and in the best possible way in the independent space. We think that's something that's incredibly valuable for the industry as a whole, is a fast, sort of cheaper way to prototype and generate new ideas. But also, we think it's important for reaching the sort of non-core game audience. We think there's a ton of great stuff for the core audience that's being made, but we think that audience is really poised to grow. There's a lot of people out there who don't think that they would like to play more traditional games necessarily, but who would like to play some of the stuff we show in our booth. So we do these events at E3 and some other industry events that are much more industry focused, and they're about sort of showing these games to publishers, to developers, to other people making games, and sort of sharing that knowledge. But our festival, which happens every October in Culver City, California, it's in October at the beginning, is really targeted at the public. So our festival is all about taking these games and showing them to the public at large. People who are just interested in independent and alternative art. People who are just interested in games, whether they're PC games, console games, live games, again, board games, whatever it happens to be. And that's what we do. We're just really focused on showing the breadth and sort of the excitement of what's going on in the independent game space right now, and helping bring those games to a larger audience and to give them more opportunities to release and be noticed and played.
So, is there something that you would tell developers, or what are you guys looking for? How do you take submissions?
Yeah, so our submissions are open usually from January, February till June every year. You can still submit for this year's festival through June 15th. Everything's on the website, www.indiecade.com. The festival is also a great place to meet independent developers. We do a conference every year that is focused on indie developers and talking about issues that they face. But my biggest advice, if you are an independent developer, is start small and make as many things as you can. The more games you're making and the more ideas you're exploring, the better the games you're making later are going to be, and the more opportunities you have for getting your stuff out there and getting noticed. As far as what we look for, we're really looking for new ideas, but not everything has to be new. If you do one thing new and you do it really well, that's what excites us. Whether it's like just a new take on an old genre, whether you have a really beautiful art style that's unique, whether you have invented a new way to play a game because it's an input device that uses something rather than tilt or touch, you're controlling it with your mind or something like that. Those are the sorts of things we're looking for. Just something that we haven't seen before usually. So that's what it's about.
Great. Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you guys.